And if you still don't believe that 8 years is a game changer in the SEC crypto regulatory world, let's listen to the new SEC commissioner explain how big a deal 4 years is with Ethereum, much less 8 years.
I think Ether, when it was done in 2014, would pass this test. When I say pass, it means it's a security. Now, subsequently, the SEC has said by 2018 it's decentralized enough, and they've sort of said, we'll let it go the other way.
So, as you can see, designations definitely change, and in the crypto world, it is a change towards non-security status. Now, listen, the SEC attorneys are not dumb. They are going to know that arguing about Ripple's escrowed future sales is the area where they are weakest. So the SEC's position is going to be that all of Ripple sales, even the sales from escrow, should be treated as one big sales offering that somehow extended from 2013 to 2021. That's the argument they're going to have to make. And in making that argument, the SEC will break out the Kik Interactive case judgment and hand it to the judge for its position, because Kik did have two separate sales which were treated as one joint offering. Kik tried to argue that it made two separate sales, but it lost. Why did they lose? Well, let's take a quick look at the judgment. Quote, "The sales also took place at about the same time. The pre-sale ended the day before the TDE sale began." So Kik was found to have made one single offering, in part because the second offering took place the day after the first. So with the Ripple case, the SEC is going to have to argue that Ripple's extensive and numerous sales and sales from escrow over an 8-year period were all somehow one big, never-ending sale. Good luck with that argument. I don't envy the SEC attorney that has to argue that one. And finally, who does Ripple have to thank for being able to get in on partial summary judgment with these nicely laid out facts? None other than former SEC Chair Jay Clayton. If he had filed this lawsuit back in 2018, Ripple would have been in a much more difficult spot than they are in currently. So maybe we should all take it easy on the guy. If you like, I will be collecting XRP to buy Mr. Clayton some flowers. Or maybe I'll send him some Bitcoin. So in any case, thanks for watching, and remember, life is funny. Sometimes the person you think has hurt you the most really has only made you stronger.
All right, everybody, welcome back for another one. And I wanted to start this video off with that clip from Jeremy Hogan, once again revisiting the Ripple SEC lawsuit. Personally speaking, I'm getting tired of the subject, but I think it's important to keep people updated. Ultimately, I still think that this ends with something having to be done with the escrow and a fine. They pay a fine, and I don't know. I think the escrow is the main focus behind the scenes that no one's really talking about, right? So Jeremy kind of makes it sound more so that he said that he thought it would be the hardest to prove that the escrow sales that they have are going to be securities going forward. But to me, that sounds like, I don't know. Obviously, he's the expert, but I personally think the whole reason that any of this was done was because of the escrow. We'll see what happens. But he also said there at the end that basically that Jay Clayton might have actually helped Ripple, and that it's potentially possible that he did something like this on purpose, right? He didn't say that, but we have been speculating that for a while here in the XRP community, that is one potential scenario. And Jeremy Hogan kind of hinted at that himself as well. So we'll see. He basically said with allowing it to drag on this long for 8 years, it's going to be extremely hard for them to prove that all XRP sales back then up until now are all lumped into one sum securities offering, essentially. Because that's what they were able to do with Kik, but he thinks it will be extremely challenging for them to do with XRP. But that's about all I got. It's really annoying at this point. We know which cryptos work. We know which ones will have utility. We know which ones are partnered with banks and have CBDCs being developed on them. But we're just sitting here in limbo and having to repeat this stuff over and over. But all right, I'll move on. Another thing not looking too good for me right now is Bitcoin. So supposedly it was looking bullish yesterday. We got some more upside, but to me, that just looks like a struggle at a double top. Like, we've made no major progress. If yesterday was like a bullish breakout, You would think you would see more positive price action today, but you're just not really seeing it. It just seems to be stuck to me. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know. I don't know about Bitcoin. And the only reason I keep talking about it is because, unfortunately, the market still does whatever it does, right? And if you're wondering why my chart looks like this, so I actually am studying for the CMT right now, a Chartered Market Technician. I want to get that certification just to have it. There's only about less than 5,000 people in the world that do have it. Obviously, it's entirely geared towards technical analysis, but the way they teach it is in that, in the professional side of things, you shouldn't have all this red and green and stuff in your charts. Reality, the candlestick should be black or white, solid, and hollow, right? So hollow sticks are bullish, black ones are intentionally solid because it's supposed to look heavy, right? Meaning that the price action was clearly down. This is supposedly better to help you identify trends in the candles, just easier to see. But anyway, just thought I would address that really quick. I also talked about the NASDAQ a little yesterday. Well, NASDAQ had a pretty good move up today. We'll see how it reacts. I was looking at the moving averages. Like I said, it looks like it's popped up above them for the time being. That would be extremely good for markets as a whole if the NASDAQ can continue an uptrend, because if not, I'm confident it will bring down everything else with it. So maybe including crypto, right? All right, moving on to some news. A few interesting things came out today. So the largest crypto exchange names ex-US Senator Baucus as advisor. Binance Holdings, the world's largest crypto exchange, has named prominent former U.S. politician Max Baucus as a policy and government relations advisor. What he will do is provide guidance and policy advice covering some of the world's most important financial jurisdictions and agencies, according to a statement from Binance. He will also liaise with U.S. officials on best practice and policies affecting the industry. This is where it's interesting to me. So Binance is committed to working closely with governments around the world under the guidance of some of the most seasoned experts, said Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao. All right. I just thought that was funny because Binance is clearly not trying to work with regulators. They never have. Since the beginning, they've moved their headquarters to different locations all over the place, and they've said openly that in a crypto or decentralized world, you shouldn't have to have a headquarters. So they don't want to work with regulators. But I guess now they do because they are a massive company as far as valuation. So good for them. Hopefully they get it together. I just thought that was funny. All right, so another legal thing. Bill to exempt crypto from securities laws is reintroduced in Congress again. So Warren Davidson keeps introducing this bill. Apparently this is the third time they've done so, and it would amend the Securities Act of 1933 and the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 to exclude digital tokens from the definition of a security. It would also make crypto-to-crypto transfers tax exempt and change the tax structure for cryptocurrencies held in an individual retirement account, IRA. Also, Congressman Darren Soto said it would add critical definition and jurisdiction to create certainty for a strong digital asset market in the U.S. So hopefully this gets passed. I mean, we need some kind of clarity, right, coming out of all this. To me, I think they're doing it all on purpose, dragging their feet, and we will get our clarity when they decide. All right. Another one. IRS is coming for crypto. You hide. Launches Operation Hidden Treasure. Sorry. A dedicated team of IRS criminal investigation professionals is now working on identifying taxpayers who have omitted to disclose income from cryptocurrency. What happened is Damon Rowe, the director of the Office of Fraud Enforcement at the IRS, announced that the new efforts to this cause would be called Operation Hidden Treasure. All right, so Why it matters: identifying virtually anonymous crypto transactions has often been a challenge for the concerned authorities. They're scared that you might make money without them. However, these trained agents, along with specialist vendors, will focus on analyzing blockchain and de-anonymizing transactions. Complex word there. All right, just wanted to point this out because they're trying to get it together and they're coming for you if you don't pay your taxes, right? So just keep up with that. BlackRock says gold bites the dust as it eyes Bitcoin. This was just earlier today. So gold is a failing hedge against inflation, according to Russ Kostrick, global chief investment strategist of the world's largest asset manager in BlackRock. I think they have, what, 7 trillion in assets, I've pointed out before. Also managing the Fed's balance sheet when it comes to debt instruments, I believe. But anyway, their chief investment officer of global fixed income, Rick Ryder, also said in November of 2020 that BTC could replace gold to a large extent. And then a month later, the CEO, Lawrence Fink, said that BTC could evolve into a global market, already making the USD less relevant. So the largest asset managers in the world are saying gold is out and Bitcoin is in. Ciphertrace releases its FATF-friendly AML tools for crypto exchanges. Blockchain analytics startup Ciphertrace has released its anti-money laundering tool for cryptocurrency firms called Ciphertrace Traveler. The Ciphertrace solution is named after the so-called travel rule, a set of strictures that require funds over a certain amount being transferred between exchanges to be accompanied by personally identifiable information, your name, date of birth, and etc. of the originator and beneficiary of the transaction. So honestly, this stuff already exists in the regular world, so don't be surprised when you have to do this on any crypto transaction, on any exchange, right? Like I've told people before, if you want to have a ledger, I see in the future where your ledger's going to have your ledger wallet would have to be KYC, and it would have to be linked to all the exchanges that you want to use. This was a rule change proposed already by Steve Mnuchin on his way out, but I just think it's inevitable. So I just want to keep bringing it up so people are aware whenever they see all this KYC stuff come out and they can't get to their funds, so they aren't surprised. I wanted to mention this as well because last year in November, Ciphertrace, the same company, says Homeland Security work gave rise to Monero tracking patent filings. So back in November, blockchain analytics firm Ciphertrace filed 2 patent applications for tech it claims will assist authorities in tracking transactions made on the Monero crypto. According to their announcement, the firm most recently filed a document titled Techniques and Probabilistic Methods for Tracing Monero as a follow-up to the early Systems and Methods for Investigating Monero patent application. All right, so we were talking about this in the Discord, that and privacy currencies. If you haven't already, go ahead and jump in the Discord, just a free chat group where we go over ideas that we have and so on, and I usually bring them to surface in these videos. But anyway, if you're holding privacy coins and they got companies that are building technologies to trace them, what's the benefit? So just keep your eye on stuff like this. Another one, Tether stablecoin expands its reach to another blockchain because that's what Tether does. So Tether, the world's largest stablecoin by market value, is now live on the Solana network as well. So Solana joins the already live 7 other blockchains in Algorand, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, Ethereum, Liquid Network, Omni, and Tron. So with a market cap of at least 37 billion. So the printer will continue to print, and I guess that's good if you want to see Bitcoin go up. the last little thing I wanted to cover is apparently there's this thing called Sparkles, which is going to be the NFT platform being built on Flare. So as soon as Flare comes out, if you want to get in on the NFT craze, here's going to be one of them for you. Hope that was informative. As always, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.
Paper money is going away.
Yes.
And crypto is a far better way to transfer value than pieces of paper. That's for sure.
Without a doubt.
That has its pros and cons.
Just to clarify, Tesla's not going to start selling Bitcoin anytime
No, we're
soon.
not.
Okay, you heard it here first, even though everyone thought that.
Yeah, right.